Alright everybody, this weather is sweet. Makes you wish winter wouldn't come at all. This is a 10 frame box with a little divider I made. Turned it into a 5 frame. This is a really small 5 frame nuke. But I figured I'd put it in this box, let it grow out some. Looks pretty good though. Looked like they had a little shit show the other day when it warmed up, but they're flying around. Got some ladybugs flying around too, but they ain't robbing. They'd be going a little crazy. Like I said, the sun is shining and the bees is flying. I wouldn't doubt it if they had some brood in this one. Don't know. A lot more bees than what there was. Of course, down here at the other yard, or other section, I don't know if I'd call it a yard, but quite a bit of bees flying today. I just love it. Like I said, makes you wish winter would stay away. But couldn't get that lucky. I know climate change might take care of that. Who knows? Yeah. I just love the hum. And I think I might have figured out what those little dung piles were. It looked like dung or bagworm looking stuff. Listening to a Michael Palmer video the other day. Michael Palmer explains how the skunks stand in front of the hives and scratch on it, throw the bees to the ground, roll them around, let them sting the grass, knock the stingers out, and then they fill their mouths up with them. But they don't actually eat the bees. They suck all the juices out of them and then supposedly spit them back out. And if you ask me, let's see if I can get this to zoom in right. That's exactly what that looks like. So, looks like the skunk's been having a parade over here, because there's a lot of it if that's what it is. Except my little girls is working hard today. Got that Ultra Bee, Man Lake Ultra Bee out. Boy, they love that stuff. You can see it coming in on their little legs. Weird thing is, I've seen a couple different colors. Some of them packing in something real light. I don't know what it is, but it don't look like no Ultra Bee. But I sure am gonna miss this after this weather breaks. Beautiful day. I guess I'm gonna go try to paint some boxes before the temperature drops on me. I did though have a little situation. Don't know why I wasted my time, but I don't know. As a beekeeper, you don't want to lose them, but it happens. Of course, there's number 4, the old beehive. But this one right here was in a 10 frame box, plumb full of honey. It's a wonder the wax moths didn't take it. It's a wonder the hive beetles didn't take it. But boy, it was plumb packed full of honey. And if I didn't treat it with oxalic acid, I'd probably extract it. But needless to say, there is a very, 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 very small cluster in this two-framer here. That design's from David at Barnyard Bees. I'd say by now it's probably the size of a golf ball. If it was middle of summer, it'd be nice to have a frame of brood to throw in there, but it is what it is. They got plenty of honey. Queen's pretty. It's a big old girl. I'm not exactly sure what happened. A heck of a brood nest. A lot of chilled brood. Cry mites. But don't know. These are my shaded hives. They seem to always be a little less active than the ones up the hill. But I have my shim. You have this white here. This is my hive body. I went to singles in the winter. This is my spacer. I've got my dry granulated sugar right there. Paper towel, granulated sugar. These are my Man Lake hive top feeders, which I love. I put liquid feed in them, and sometimes I'll throw bags of rice in there in the winter time. And then up top here, if you can see that hole, there's holes there. That's my vented top. And if you've ever seen these Man Lake feeders, they have a little groove down the middle. I think I might be alright to show you. Let you check it out here. I ain't no pro like old David at Barnyard Bees is with picking up stuff with one hand. And my bees are not the nicest sometimes. But that's just window screen. And I got window screen inside. This seems to have worked for me the last couple of years. And like I said, I got my Man Lake hive top feeders underneath this. And I do not think I broke this loose. There it is. My camera isn't the best. There's still a lot of dead bees down in there. For some reason, some of them tend to get out of these corners down here. But I still do love these feeders, especially for fall feeding. See all my bees moving around in there. But it makes it like a flue, you know? In my opinion, I've got my flue in the winter, and then my screen top, and it makes for very, very, very good airflow, in my opinion. But like any beekeeper, there's a lot of different things people do out there. It's just what works for you. Got a migratory lid on this one over here. Not a big fan of migratory lids. I kind of wish that I had a bunch of them for winter though, so I could push all these hives together and maybe help them keep themselves a little warmer. But almost all my hives got these screened tops on them and the feeder, and I had to make me some spacers because the company that I get them rim spacers for or from running a little low this year. Couldn't get any out, but like I said, it's a beautiful day out. I sure do miss this once it's gone. But at least I ain't up in Canada or Alaska freezing to death for 5 months out of the year. It don't last very long. But my girls is working hard to try to do something. You can tell I've got quite a bit of robbing scenarios try to go on. But these are some 5-frame nukes that I set up this summer. Didn't really utilize them much. I took some brood out of them to boost up some colonies, but for the most part, Just using them here and there. Sound like a drone. There he is. Big booger. Things are awful loud. I don't know if you can see that, but I've got some drones being kicked out of the hives, which happens, but sometimes it's a good thing and sometimes it's a bad thing. And then I got my skunk spit. There's another piece. I'm almost 100% sure after listening to Michael Palmer the other day that that's probably 100% sure what that is. And I'm glad that this isn't kicked out, but there for a while this kept coming. This entrance reducer I got on this hive here kept getting kicked out, and I was scared to death there was a mouse in there, and hell, who knows, there still might be. Little ladies is utilizing this reduced spot, which that's big enough for a daggone mouse to get out of too, but I don't know if you just seen that. That little bee just come out of there, and hell, every time they come out, they probably just open it up a little more. Cross my fingers. But that's the yard. And I made these bottoms myself, and I just noticed earlier that this one here was separating, so I threw a piece of duct tape on there, even though I really don't want to. Try to close that up, because all that does is cause stuff to rot. But I don't know, they're working hard. Here's another one of them 5 framers. Like I said, I'm gonna attempt to utilize those in a little more than what I did this year. I used the 2 framers quite a bit to get me some queens, and boy, those things work really, really well. But there it is, all in a nutshell. I got my jacket on. They ain't been hostile. They haven't stung me or nothing, so I think they're pretty good. I just don't like getting stung. I swell up. Keep leaving my bee shed door open. Got my little calendar here. Got all my bee equipment in my bee shed. And of course I'll come over and show you the madness over here. I'll probably end up having to put some more of that Ultra Bee in there, because I think they're going a little crazy over it. And then there was a pile of Ultra Bee the other day I had on a video, and as you can see, they've about got it whooped. Look at this little girl digging deep. She's digging deep for that pollen. And then this is from that 10 framer. I just did a little bit of cleaning on them frames. They had a lot of burr comb on the bottom of them. I know feeding honey to bees isn't the smartest thing, but I don't think they were sick. I think the varroa mites might have had them a little out of whack, but they hadn't uncapped anything or done anything crazy yet. The old pollen feeder. They just about gave up on this. This is another one of them man lake feeders. I actually took this off hive number 1, the one I put in the 2 framer the other day. I didn't see no need. It actually had a little bit in it, and hell, it might have been the moisture that took them out, who knows. but they still love getting in my pan over here. Made a bunch of 2-to-1 sugar syrup this fall, and the containers ended up having some left in the bottom of it. So I tried to let them sit and leak out there, and bees are still in there going crazy. But there's my girls, sun shining and they're dining. So, alright everybody, just figured I'd post another little video out there. Y'all have a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year.